Listen, today's question has to do with betting. A fever, a epidemic that is happening in Brazil and in many parts of the world, which is when people become addicted to betting. And this student is married to a man who says, I no longer want to work. I only want to make money with betting. What would you do? You wife. You wife, if your husband told you, I'll stop working and I will use our money only to bet and make money because I'm very lucky and I'm good at it, what would you do? We'll hear her question and try to help her. Let's go.
Você está ouvindo a Escola do Amor Responde, com Renato e Cristiane Cardoso.
Pay close attention to the question of this student who does not want to be identified, and you will understand why.
I don't want to identify myself. However, I have been married for 10 years, and in this marriage, there has been a lot of betrayal from him, a lot of fights, discussions, and we have a son who is 6 years old. When he was 2, we found out that he was autistic. And my husband improved a lot. He is a good father, he takes care, he helps. However, he does not want to work anymore. He's addicted to betting and he thinks that his money will come out of these bets. So I don't feel secure anymore. I don't feel attractive towards him anymore. I have to take the initiative in the house, and I'm tired because whenever I tell him that he needs to work, he finds an excuse to not to work, that he's going to make a way. But I need to have by my side a person that I'll be able to count on. I don't see any change. I don't have a good partner by my side. And this didn't happen before because when I met him, he had 2 jobs and nowadays he doesn't want to work anymore. I don't know what to do. I think on getting divorced, but I think about my son who is really attached to him, but I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. I don't admire him anymore. I don't have love towards him anymore. I am tired. Please, I need help. Help me.
Let's go, student. Your husband is under an illusion that he is smarter than the betting house. I would like to reinforce something to those who are under the same illusion. Keep this truth. Repeat if necessary. 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times if needed. The betting house never loses. Repeat, please. The betting house never loses. And the punter always loses more than they win. Repeat. And the punter always loses more than they win. This is a fact. This is a fact that is undeniable. That is why the addiction problem with betting, whatever the addiction is always a spiritual problem because it comes out of reasoning and logic. Anyone from the outside can see it, but those who are in the addiction, they cannot see it. There are moments that they have their lows, their rock bottom moments. A drug addict or an alcoholic, they drunk the whole night and in the morning they cry, they make promises, I will change, I will not do it again. As a punter, I lost all our money, I won't do it again. In a window of sobriety, they realize that they are wrong, but they cannot keep this stance, this reasoning. Why? Because it is a spiritual problem. Addiction is a spiritual problem because it arrests the reasoning of a person through addiction. They lose their money, dignity, family, even their own lives. It is a spiritual problem. And you won't overcome a spiritual problem in a different way, but through spiritual weapons. The greatest problem that our student is facing here is that you, student, did not get married to depend on luck, to count on luck, which is another truth that must be said. He who counts on luck must count on bad luck, because good and bad luck come from the same source. If you count on good luck, you must count on bad luck. So your husband, unfortunately, thinks that he will be more lucky than unlucky. And in reality, he's blind. Deep down, the problem is spiritual, and we feel for you because you are in a situation that your son is autistic and attached to the dad, and most part of the day he's there helping with the son, and you holding on strong with your own job. There's one side that it hurts because you say, I will divorce and I will lose the help of my husband with our child. I will separate my son from his dad. It is hard. So you have a choice that you must make. Actually, you have two choices. First, if he wants to follow this path, you must agree with him. Are you going to do this? You want to prove to yourself that this does not work? Okay, I will take your access to all our financial resources. You have a limited access to it. Do you want to bet? You only have a limit to do it that will not put our family at risk, to prove to you that you cannot make a living out of it. So you will remove his access to money, and you will control the finances of the family and the couple, and you will let him play. If you can do it, so that he may learn that he cannot make a living out of it. And hopefully, he'll come to his senses. I know that it is an uncomfortable situation and it is not permanent. And in the meantime, you must fight spiritually for the deliverance of your husband. It is serious, it is a spiritual problem, and you must seek his spiritual deliverance. If he accepts to go with you to find this help, excellent. He can speak to the pastor and receive advice, and he can see what is happening through the power of prayer and faith, and to have his eyes opened. So you have this phase, a trial phase, a trial run, before you throwing this marriage away. It is a spiritual problem and you can fight spiritually. The other option is to give him an ultimatum, to be more radical, and say, listen, I did not marry to count on luck. If you want, then you must count on bad luck. And the bad luck is that you can lose your family. If you insist through this path, your bad luck will be to lose your family. So give him an ultimatum. Give him the option to make a choice. And if he chooses him, he wants to choose luck over family, then you must give him bad luck, and you have to live with it until he breaks himself alone. These are the two options. Here's what I tell you, student. It is a hard position. No one would like to be in your shoes, but the only way to deal with it is through faith and not through emotions, feelings. You must act with faith, because it's obvious that you lost the admiration for him. Which woman can admire a man who is sitting on the sofa, betting on the internet the whole day? So you man who is living like this, you are delusional. So wake up. And don't forget this motto: the betting house never loses, and the punter always loses more than they win. Wake up. And if you say, I cannot stop, then you must seek for spiritual help to remove from you this evil influence that leads you to lose control of your own reasoning and to throw your whole life away into a betting house. Do you want help? You can come. Love Therapy, we have this work of deliverance and a even more specific work called Breaking the Habit. You can visit uckg.org for more information. Let's answer a bonus question, another question. This student says, I met my husband and soon we started to live together and we got married in the registrar. We got married and he forbid me to leave the house alone. Here's a tip. You see that she skipped the steps. They met each other and soon they went to live together. This is the price of not doing the homework that a relationship that is solid demands, which is to know well a person before going to bed with them, before living with them. To know them well, to demand that this person may fulfill some criteria to marry you. They must conquer you. They must be transparent. You must know this person for a period of time, to know their family, to see how they deal with money, adversities, how their reactions are before problems. You must do this homework. Do you know how you should do it? There's a manual here called Bulletproof Dating. It is a manual for those who did not know from any other source before. So it is a manual that teaches a single person to do their homework and learn if this person is marriage material, and to date that this will end in marriage and not that the other will be stalling. Here's a warning, because she said, soon we went to live together, we just got married, and he forbid me to leave the house alone. He thinks that I'm betraying him. He is jealous even of our family, even my older daughter, jealous of the daughter. I let go of everything. I don't go to the gym, to the supermarket, to do shopping. I had to download a tracking app on my phone, and still he does not believe that I'm there, always thinking that I'm betraying him. Listen, friend, you married someone who is sick. I'm sorry to break the news, but someone has to. You married someone who is sick, emotionally sick, and usually has traces of someone who can become violent and can do things even worse. You are a great candidate to be victim of violence in this marriage. Unfortunately, you put yourself in this situation. Now, you need a tactic to get out of it. Okay? So what should you do? You must understand your situation. This is not love. He may even have feelings for you, but this is not love. This is sickness. His jealousy is a sickness. He is an unstable person, and that's why he's dangerous. What should you do? You must find a way that is secure to come out of this relationship. Secure in which way? You should speak to your family. Do you have a brother, father, uncle? Do You have someone that can come before him and say, she will no longer be with you. I know that this is complicated because police here in Brazil cannot protect women in this scenario, but you need to have a strategy, wisdom, and you need God's hand over you for you to come out unscathed from this relationship. What if he says, I love you, we got married? You must say, dear, you need help. I cannot help you as long as you keep me as your hostage. This is what he's doing. You are his hostage. I cannot stay with you as long as you don't look for help. If you want help, I even go with you on Thursdays to love therapy. However, Thursday to the other Thursday, we will remain in our separate houses. You have a problem and you need help. Okay? Try to do this because I feel for you, but there are many women who are putting themselves in this dangerous situation for lack of criteria. Those who are intelligent and attend love therapy don't fall for it. That's all, students. We come back tomorrow at the same time with more Love School answers. Come and join us at Love Therapy and learn intelligent love, not to fall for these mistakes. Christiane and I will wait for you Thursday, 8 p.m. at the Temple of Solomon. See you then. And then, what is your tip to these students of today? Hard, right? If you are always falling for scams and mistakes in your love life, please come to school, Love School, to learn to change your mind about love life. Because if you don't change your mind, you can lose your head. If you don't change your mind, you lose your head. You can even lose your life if you behave in a wrong way, okay? So those who want, school is for free every Thursday, 8 p.m. God bless you. See you then.